Hello, hello. Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello.
Okay, here we go. Good morning. My name is Tammy Green, and I am a fame strategist. My goal in being part of this program is to educate and engage. I plan on sharing 27 years of experience as an agent with you guys so that you don't just walk away from the Fame Strategy 1.0, you soar. Many, it's so Tony Robbins. Right? I practiced it and I was like, yeah. Okay, so here's a little bit about me. Many of you know me as the owner of the Green Agency, its director. I've been in the industry since graduating from the University of Miami in 1982. I love what I do, and I'm excited about the rapid industry changes that are happening now. My favorite part of this business is when I get a call, a text, an email, and sometimes a cupcake with a note that says, "Thank you, I had the best day of my life. This was the best shoot I'd ever been on." What makes me the most frustrated is when, you guys are gonna love this. I am most frustrated when I do not exceed your expectations. That's a word, that's a phrase I use all the time, because I kind of want you guys to exceed mine, but I want to exceed yours as well. So when you meet with me, talk with me, I say that a lot. Okay. Education, certifications, and resume highlights. As I said, UM in 1982. I've been the co-chair of the Miami Beach Production Industry Council. I've served on numerous city and state panels to improve and encourage film incentives and filming in South Florida and Florida as a whole. I'm a frequent guest lecturer at conventions and universities, including being an adjunct professor at NYU. In addition to the thousands of bookings, so if you go 27 years, probably several thousand bookings a year, it's a lot of bookings. I am the proud mother of two great young artists who live in New York City, and I love the team that we have assembled for you today. And just so I don't want to forget, I want to thank each and every one of you guys, okay, all of you guys, for coming out to support and being a part of the Fame Strategy 1.0. Jamie.
Okay, I'm definitely not as cool as Tammy, but I will try. My name is Jamie Kravitz, and I'm also a fame strategist. All you really need to know about me is that I like cats and doing handstands. Just kidding. I grew up in Philadelphia, outside of Philadelphia, and moved to Miami about 10 years ago. I grew up doing gymnastics, hence the handstands, and I like staying active and all kinds of fitness. And I have a degree in psychology, so I get to kind of be the analytical one out of the three of us. And I like to, assess different people, work with different people and their personalities. I'm a licensed SAG agent and have worked for 8 years with Tammy at the Green Agency. My passion is for TV and film, but I do a little bit of everything. I've booked actors on television series for Netflix, for the USA Network, Nickelodeon, FX, and also notably on a film with Tim Burton as the director. That was pretty cool. Let's see here. My favorite part of this business is seeing the progression of talent from beginners to really experienced and seasoned veterans in their craft and their careers. I also love seeing our work come to life on screen, in print. What makes me the most frustrated is seeing people with a lot of potential trust the wrong people and listen to bad advice, and that leads to mistakes. Lastly, my goal with the Fame Strategy is to help people understand how to make the most of their abilities and discover what makes all of you unique. Well said, Jamie. Hi, everyone. I am obviously the Hispanic one in the three.
My name is Cristina. Mi nombre es Cristina Nevares. I'm fully bilingual. Just a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. So I'm a Boricua. When I was like 9 years old, I found that I was so in love and I had so much passion for the characters in a film. I'm sure you guys can relate. But I decided to get into the industry and work with talent. It's been a wonderful experience. My favorite part of the business is getting to know individual talent, like one-on-one. What are your goals? Where do you want to get to know them, and also find out their brand and guide them towards the right direction. What makes me the most frustrated is when they change who they are, their brand, and they feel like they have to be provocative in order to make it, to the end line. And that to me is like heartbreaking. So just wanted to voice that out. And then I graduated from the Art Institute with a film and video production degree. I worked in the field for 5 years as a talent coordinator, and I have been an agent at the Green Agency as the Hispanic agent and director. I don't want to brag, but yes, I work for 3 years. So thank you so much for coming. Yay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Okay. We're gonna put the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Watch this Vanna White moment. Success calls for perseverance, marketing, attention to detail, and luck. It's a quote from a friend of mine, Bruce Turkel, who is a marketing guru. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the FAME strategy and what we're doing here today. Over the past 3 years, Jamie, Christy, and myself have been collecting submissions that we get at the Green Agency and that we say thanks but no thanks. And believe it or not, after 3 years, we ended up with over 10,000 submissions that we said it's just not quite right. And so we spent a lot of time talking about the ways to make what we do make sense to the actor community, to the model community, and from our point of view as well. And what we did was we came up with the FAME strategy, which is an 8-step program. And so what I'm going to do is go over each of these 8 steps. Some of them during today's presentation we'll go over in detail, and a couple of them I'm just going to touch on because those will be part of the FAME Strategy 2.0, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the program. So the first one is the business of the business. Everybody has to really clearly understand that this is a business. We're going to talk about the different types of available work, how much money you can earn, and the fact that you are your own business and how you have to think of it in those terms. We're also going to talk about step number 2, the physical part of this. You need to know your sizes. You need to also be the best you can be from head to toe at all times. Number 3, the emotional portion. Why are you doing this? Are you doing it because everybody tells you you should? Are you doing this because you really love the business and it's the only reason why you're getting up in the morning? Are you doing this because you want fame? You're doing this because it's your style. What is the emotional reason? And to have to remember that there is no crying in modeling
And acting.
and acting. There is no crying in this. Step number 4, the financial portion of this. There are real costs attached to being in the business. And just like any other business, you're going to go for an interview with another company, you might want to invest in a new shirt, maybe a new pair of shoes, or getting your resume professionally printed. It's no different. This is a business. How can I do what I need to do in this business without spending tons and tons of dollars? And there are lots of ways to do this without spending a fortune. Then also under financial pitfalls and scams. My gosh, you guys all know that there are rabbit holes that you're going to be going into, and you finally poke your head out and you say, wait, why did I do that route? And the scams that are out there are tons and tons of them. It just breaks our heart when people come into the agency and they tell us that they've spent $8,000, $10,000 to be participating in some kind of convention or event, and they come in and we go, but wait, you didn't have to do it that
And they
way.
have nothing to show for it. No headshots, no photos, or the wrong things. They got nothing out of it.
Then we're going to talk about number 5, the fame, strategy, branding pyramid. This is something that's really exciting for us to share with you guys, because when you're finished with the pyramid, and it's part of the work that we're going to be doing today, you guys will understand what your authentic brand is all about. Okay, so we got that one. Then we're going to go with number 6, the fame strategy toolbox. What do you need to get started? What do you need to then move forward in your career? We're going to talk about digital photos. We're going to talk about demo reels, resumes, social media platforms. Number 7, learning the language, how to sound like a pro. We kind of always chuckle among ourselves when somebody, we have a conversation with somebody, we go, listen, you need to sign this NDA, and listen, we need the contract back, and we need you to sign it. And they go, okay, great, fine. We know that
Or you're on first option. Oh, so I'm the only option? No, not quite. There's a learning curve.
So we're going to talk to you guys about vocabulary and words that you should know. And then the final step in the Fame Strategies 8 steps is building your team. How to research who's out there and who should be helping you with your brand. How to speak with an agent. There are a lot of times when we have conversations with people and I say, wait a second, that was just so off what this business conversation should be like. We're going to talk to you guys about the conversations. And then we're going to also talk about red flags, certain things to be mindful of, certain things to say, wait, I'm heading out in the other direction for this one, because there are a lot of them out there, and if you know about them, you'll know how to avoid them. So, here we go. What we're going to do is talk about the business of the business. Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody clear on where we're going with this thing? Any questions? No? Good? We're good. Okay, fantastic. So, here we go. 3 years ago, we decided to save and keep a file of the declined submissions that had been received by the Green Agency. And when I tell people that we had over 10,000 declined submissions, most people are shocked. They're shocked. I was shocked. Jamie was shocked. Christy was shocked. We were like, what? Really? And the number revealed 2 things to us. First, there was an enormous lack of understanding of the business that we had been working in for many, many years. And the second thing was that it seemed like everybody wanted to be famous. Jamie, Christy, and I spent hours discussing the submission dilemma. We agreed that there was a need for a clear and easy plan to follow, a a program that we could design to educate and guide you guys, people looking to break into the business, and then the FAME strategy was born. The first part of this program is an overview, explanation, and discussion, which I like to call the business of the business. What is the business of entertainment? It's not a question for you guys. I'm going to answer it, okay? It is lots of things, and now more than ever, with social media and self-promotion growing as an important part of the business, there is tremendous opportunity for everybody who wants to get in. For those of you who've been following the FAME strategy on Instagram or following it in the emails that we've been sending you guys, do you recall tip number 1? Here we go. Okay. These are, go ahead.
So here is a list of a lot, most, but not all of the opportunities that you can explore within this business and industry. And yes, I'm going to read all of them. For modeling, fashion, commercial modeling, catalog work for children and adults, lookbooks, fit modeling, which is different than fitness. Fit modeling is mostly for designers to see how their clothing fits, the sample sizes fit on the models. Showroom, presentations, hand modeling, shoe modeling, fitness, plus size, big and tall, product demonstrations. So you have to have nice hands for that. Voiceover, dubbing, animation, audiobooks, narrating, podcasts, social media influencer, which obviously we all know is huge now. Indie films for the actors now, indie films, student studio films, new media, which is like videos for YouTube and Facebook, social media, that kind of thing. Industrials, music videos, dancers for live events or music videos, telenovelas. How'd I do, Christy? Okay. Telenovela? Yeah. Jingles. How about that? Anyone ever thought about that? Event hosts, red carpet hosts, animatics, which are really cool. A lot of motion capture is done in animatics, and you kind of get turned into a cartoon of yourself, which is very interesting. Where am I? Stunts, stunt work, extra work, improv, stand-up comedy, live theater, stand-in work for other actors, maybe big name actors in film and television, and body doubles. So there's the list. So obviously you can see there's a lot of ways to get involved, not just model, actor. So with so many categories, it's important for you to know that there are a lot of different ways for you to succeed. So we think that the first and foremost, most important step of the FAME strategy is that this is a business. While it can be exciting and fun and unlike any other job because it is different, a different way to make money, it still is about the business. Back to you.
Okay, so raise your hands if you have ever worked before. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. You have all had a job of some type. Share with me a few things that were important to the person that hired you. Okay? Share a couple of things. On time. Fantastic. Punctuality. Terrific. Work ethic. My gosh, fantastic. Sorry? Integrity. Good attitude. You guys, okay? Everybody's hearing these words. Now, I want you to clearly understand that in our business, the business that we are all in, it's the same thing. Integrity, punctuality, reliability, being interested, being motivated, These are all traits of people that are successful in the entertainment business. Why? Because it's a business. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because so often people come in and they go, oh, it's fun, it's my hobby, it's my side hustle, whatever. But the thing is that when you think about it, the person on the other side of the equation is hiring you. And they're hiring you because you're punctual, because you're on time, because you're reliable, because you're prepared. All of our most successful clients, the people that get requested time and time again, all have these qualities. So here's a true story that I'm going to share with you. This is so fun. Okay. A while back, this is absolutely true. Mike, okay. A while back, there was a Nickelodeon show that was shooting in Miami called Grachi. Grachi had a few scenes, several consecutive days of shooting that involved a boys' swim team. The particular team was choreographed. In other words, the same boys needed to be on set every day in their specific assigned wardrobe, ready for the team swim meet. Setting this up. One particular boy was late every single day. Car trouble. Dog ran out of the house. Couldn't find his swim team uniform. You name it, he had an excuse. If this was an ordinary business, what would happen with this guy? He would be, thank you. But in the project, he had been established on camera in the scene. So every day I would start my day with a call from the production manager, and it was a screamer. Where is Christopher? Nickelodeon's production team would sit and wait. The entire production team would sit and wait while I would frantically call and text to find him, doing everything in my power to get this kid on set. The result of his actions? Not only was he put on a do not call list, and yes, it exists, we had to do lots and lots of begging to get back on Nickelodeon's good side. And we dropped him as a client. The point I'm hoping to make to you guys is that whatever part you're hired for, big or small, this is a business, and the expectations to be reliable, honest, punctual, interested, and motivated all apply. Now that we agree on that, let's look at what you can expect in terms of money and how this works. Right? Is this so good? This is good. It's okay? We're doing okay? All right. Okay. For here, right? Okay. When a production is planned, a very important component is the rate. The rate is the amount of money that you guys are earning for getting out of bed in the morning. The rate is budgeted money for the model, actor, voiceover, host, all the categories that you saw within tip number 1.
So there are all different ways that rates can be determined. There are union wages, so those are set minimums that are called scale. Those can all be found on the union website. They also change and fluctuate. Usually they go up. So that's a minimum amount of money that you can make as an extra or a principal performer on a SAG job or union job. There are also industry standards, so acceptable amounts of money that apply to whatever the job entails. There are rates that can be negotiated, so a lot of times we have clients who call us and say, you know, can you quote us a job? And whatever they have in their budget, we can kind of work and negotiate based on what they're looking for. There are barter rates. So rates that can be, or jobs that can be done in exchange for clothing or photos or for actors, like footage for their demo reels. And then there are also additional rates on top of for the actual job, for travel, for fittings, for mileage, and for usage. So when the client does a job, the usage is how they're using it for how long, and that sometimes can be an extra amount of money. So here we have examples, and like we said, they can completely fluctuate from the low end to the high end and sometimes even higher. So for print models, adults usually, but not always, make more than a child. Usually they're on set for a longer period of time and they have a little bit more responsibility. So those rates on an hourly basis can range from $150 to $300 an hour. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Children are usually around 60 to 150 on the high end per hour, and they're usually working no more than 4 hours, I would say. It really depends on the age of the child. For commercials, non-union, for a principal, they can range between $350 to $2,000 for a day of work, depending on the client's budget. Yeah. So to join a union, you have to do a certain amount of union jobs. So you have to do a certain amount of extra work or a certain amount of principal jobs. And then you get a waiver from the union to join or not join. You also, after a certain amount of time and a certain amount of jobs, can be eligible to join the union, and you can be eligible without having to join. Make sense? So for union, like we said, the scale is the minimum amount of work. So for a principal performer, right now it's $671.69. You can get overtime pay, you can get meal penalties, you can get wardrobe allowance. So those rates can definitely increase from there. For extras, non-union extras, on the low end, around $80 to $150 a day. And union is $366.37, which I think went up from the last time I knew, at scale. So SAG extra work is, I think it's always a good idea. For events, they can range, if you're an event model, and you're kind of mingling or welcoming guests, that can range from $20 an hour to $150 an hour. And then for music videos, a principal performer or an extra performer can range from $300 to $750 a day. So lots of ranges and lots of different opportunities. Yeah, Giancarlo.
Want me to go with that? Okay, sure. It depends on who the client is as to whether it's a union or a non-union job. There are certain large corporations, large ad agencies, large brands that are signed to a union contract, meaning that everybody on their sets involved in their productions are going to be union. And then there are other companies that might be smaller and they're not signed to that, so they can do non-union. I want to clarify something that is a question and a comment that people are always saying. Florida is a right-to-work state. What does that mean? Okay, what that means, I'm non-union, I can work on a union set, or I'm union, I can work on a non-union set. It doesn't mean that. Okay, what it means is that they can be a union set or a non-union set. It doesn't mean that you can mix the two. Okay, everybody clear on that? So if you're on a set and you notice that all of the other actors are union and they are all being paid union rate wages, then you get on the phone and you call your agent and you say, hey, I'm on a union set and I'm being paid non-union and everybody else is union. What gives? Okay, so union with union, non-union with non-union. Everybody good? Okay, fantastic. Okay, ready? Keep going? All right. So here's something that's very important for everybody to understand that's working in the entertainment business. This is a freelance career, Okay? It means that there is no guarantee that you guys are going to make dime one. Those of you who are working in the business, you're going to go, yeah, I know. So, on the flip side, we also have clients that are earning up to six figures. Okay, so the range of this can be all over the place, and it can vary from year to year. You can have a year, Bess has had the most outstanding year, and then the commercial isn't running anymore. So who knows what's going to happen this year, right? But how great was it? It was amazing. Okay, fantastic. So anyway, we've got actors that have been earning close to six figures. Keep in mind that when you're getting started, you may not want to quit your day job.
But it's important to have something that's flexible, that
Absolutely.
allows you to be able to do this career in the daytime.
Exactly. Michael is a fantastic example of that. He's a Uber catering company. Okay, we have other people that are waiters, trainers. They work after hours. They work in the evening. These are all fantastic to be flexible, because people say to us all the time, I can't. I have to work. We're like, okay, we thought that's what we were offering you. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. Ah, okay. That's a great question. The question was, what about kids? My kids go to school. Okay. Here's the interesting part about it. For auditions, we try our absolute best to have auditions after school, because we understand kids got to go to school, right? Okay. And when jobs come about, all bets are off. Okay. We need them during the daytime because, as I've said before, this is a business. Okay. Rarely do we work on Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes we do, but not very often.
And sometimes children do, because clients make different arrangements for children's jobs for catalog work and things like that. Sometimes, but not always. And it's out of our control. So
Here's an important tip for people with kids. I think to make sure that your child is doing well in school, that matters a lot. And the second thing to keep in mind is you may want to have a conversation with administration at school to find out exactly what the absentee policy is. Some schools will say, okay, no problem, 10 days off, not a problem at all. Other schools will say, you know what? So exciting to have a kid that has a role in a movie or a film or a series that we will work with you. So again, keeping that dialogue open. And there will be other schools that will say, you know what? Not going to happen at all. And in that particular instance, you're going to have to make some decisions as parents. Are you going to homeschool your child? Or are you going to put your child in a charter school that specializes in film or entertainment? It's another option too. Miami has a lot of options for parents.
Jasmine, you have a question? Up front, keep the dialogue open.
But you know what? I want to add one more thing to that. It was super interesting. I had a conversation with somebody last week whose child had an audition for a large project. And the mom said to me, well, I'm going to get in touch with school and I'm going to tell them right away. And I said, whoa, put the brakes on that one, because the time to have that conversation is when there is a real situation in place. Okay to ask that question about, what's your policy, but before you're withdrawing your kid and making a whole big to-do and creating a whole situation, let's have a contract on the table. Dottie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mhm.
Much more understanding.
But for the adults that are in the room, I wanted you to pause for a moment and also think about that in terms of your flexibility with your current jobs, okay? When you start working at a place, I think it's a great idea to get a sense of how much flexibility. If I book a job, will I have to quit? Okay? And then make that decision because that is something to keep in mind, right? All right, here we go. So best suited job, flexibility. Everybody good? Good, 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 good. Okay, fantastic. Good, we're good. Here's a great story. I'm going to share another story with you. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about Marcel, who was hired to work as an extra on the set for a Coke commercial. And when we were talking, when Jamie was giving you examples of what rates look like on jobs, and you say, I don't know, I don't want to work for that rate. I don't want to be an extra, whatever, and you decide, no, you turn it down, right? Here's the story of Marcel. Marcel was hired to work as an extra on the set of a commercial for Coca-Cola, 366.37 for an 8-hour day, and Marcel was 16 years old. 16, a lot of money, right? That's pretty good. Marcel had limited experience, but was excited for the opportunity. We advised Marcel, and we are advising all of you guys, arrive 15 minutes early on set. Be prepared and be interested in what's going on the production. Now, Marcel, 16 years old, he's attached to his cell phone, right? Like so many of us can be. And we figured he's going to spend half the day texting. But we said to him, don't do that. Pay attention to what's going on. When the day was over, we received a call from an extremely happy Marcel. This is a really true story, okay? Because while the other boys and girls had spent the entire day texting and sitting and getting each other's phone numbers, Marcel had been watching and paying attention. The director noticed this and asked Marcel to be part of the main scene. He noticed him. He said, hey, everybody else texting, lay him back, whatever. Marcel, come on, you're going to be a principal. And now, over the past 4 weeks, Marcel, 16 years old, has deposited over $15,000 into his checking account because he's a principal. Okay, lesson learned, you guys. It's pretty good money, right?
That's why I said it's great to work SAG extra jobs. That can happen.
Yep, absolutely. So before we move on, any questions? Everybody good? Everybody good? Good, 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 good. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to go over that. That is a great question. And we're going to go over some of those points, especially when we get to the tools portion. Okay, thanks. All right, you guys. Here. Let's see. Villain theater people, raise your hands. 2. Okay, so you guys know I'm fibbing slightly when I say this. We have never done this before. I did it once. I practiced with Villain Theater, which is an great improv company for those of you who want to work out with a group on Saturday mornings. Really fantastic. Villain Theater. What's it? villaintheater.com. Okay, there you go. Really good people. There's another great improv group called Just the Funny, which is in Coral Gables. Strongly recommend you guys work out with this. But anyway, yeah, so I'm fibbing. I practiced once before on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual Fame Strategy Vocabulary Bee. All righty, guys. Here's how this works. We will need 7 volunteers from the audience. And this shouldn't be hard to get 7 volunteers because you guys all want. Oh, you're like jumping out of your chair. Yeah, you're in. Because you guys all want to be famous, right? We need 7 volunteers. Okay, here we go. We got 1. We got 2. We got 3. You're in. Okay, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. David, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, wait. No, I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, she'll help us with our cards. Okay. Okay, and now Jamie is going to be handing something out for everybody in our studio audience. So fun. Wait, you guys, okay? All right, so now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by having each of you guys tell us just a little bit about yourself. So it's going to be your name, and maybe just a sentence or 2. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Raven. I just moved down here to Miami from Chicago. Couple sentences, you say? Anything? Yes, I do.
Hey, Raven can be reached at Raven. What's your Instagram?
Instagram is at RavenLW.
There you go.
And my name is spelled Revan.
Oh, of course.
It's spelled a little different.
All right, fantastic.
Get on my tippy toes right next to Raven. My name is Mariela Irala. I am an actress. I've been with the Green Agency for like 6-7 years. I don't remember, but it's been a great experience. I'm also a film student. I am in my last semester of Miami-Dade College studying film production, and I'm Argentinian.
Yay. My name is Jasmine Douglas. I have a twin brother, and he's my best friend. I'm 25, and I am a model actress.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a singer, dancer, actress, and model. Been working since I was like 7 years old, from theater to commercials to live dance performances. I just started college, so I kind of skipped senior year, and I'm doing freshman year in college, and I'm 17 years old.
Hi, my name's Ashley Richardson. I've been with the Green Agency for about 2 years. Modeling and acting started off as a hobby, but I listened and paid attention to Tammy, Jamie, and Christina a lot, and now it's my full-time job, and I live on Miami Beach, so it's pretty great. Listen.
My name is David, and I love Jesus. I'm from Africa, West Africa, and I used to do a lot of film work and theater work back home, very famous. I came here about 9 years ago, and it's been so hard. But I'm hoping that, stuff like this and the things that are coming up will help me find my way again.
Fantastic. Thank you, David.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name's Travis. I've been with the Green Agency for about 4 days. I'm already a major celebrity. I'm a performing artist in Miami. I host the show at L2 Can weekly. I do stand-up comedy all over the place. I enjoy long walks on the beach and cuddling by the fire.
My name's Carolyn Boyer, and I am an improviser. I've been improvising for about 3 years, involved with several theaters in South Florida, and I'm very proud to be a military spouse. So very involved in a lot of things in the community. And I'm your host this evening.
Okay, so here we go. Now, how does the first annual Fame Strategy Vocabulary Bee actually work? What we're going to do is we are going to tell you guys a word. And you will have 15 seconds to give us the definition of the word, which you guys now all have on your vocabulary cheat sheets that are in front of you. I'm sorry? Hey, it's my show, okay, Travis? There we go. Okay, if you can't think of the answer, you can substitute with a joke, with our lovely assistant here is holding on cue cards. All righty? So, ready? Is everybody ready to go? Okay. And here we go. We're going to start with Raven. Raven, come up front.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, Raven, I want you to tell us what an agent is.
An agent. I'd say an agent is someone who scouts talent and represents like an actor or a model. Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you have to use it in a sentence.
Oh, have to use in a sentence. Okay.
Is good? Use it in a sentence. Could be something like, "Oh shit, call my agent."
My agent. You'll have to talk to my agent about that.
Okay, did she get it right? She did good. Okay.
I tried.
Here we go, Mariella.
Oh, gosh.
I want you to tell us what an influencer is.
An influencer. Okay. So an influencer is a person that may have a following for what it does. So you may
give her the joke.
So what do I do? Just
So you're going to say knock, knock?
oh, knock knock.
Who's there?
Europe.
Europe who?
No, Europe.
Okay, here we go. Please tell us what right to work means.
Oh, you just said it. Right to work is. I wrote it down too, I promise.
Yeah, does that matter to any of us in the audience?
Right to work. If it's a union job, everyone should be paid union. And if it's a non-union job, then everyone should be paid non-union. There's no mixing up. This is not a jambalaya, right? Yeah.
And you want to use it in a sentence, please?
I have the right to work. Florida is a right to work state.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What is a headshot?
Oh, okay. This is a good one. So a headshot is basically a photo of yourself that I would say captures like your best side and angle and face and style. Basically, you want to get all of that in a little picture so that when you take that in, it can catch the cast.
Okay, you want to
people's
use it in a
attention.
sentence.
I need to get new headshots done.
Should I share? Should I share that little special thing? The discounts? Not yet. Yeah? No? Yeah? No? 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 Okay. We kind of have this cool thing, but we're going to keep it. We're going to save it for later. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Since you've been a client for a long time, what is exclusive representation?
Okay. Exclusive representation is for the list of the different types of modeling that they mentioned, you're signed exclusively for that particular strain of work. Like for commercials, you should be signed exclusively to Green. That was my sentence.
Okay, that worked. Okay, David, you're up. Okay, David, tell us what commission is.
So, a commission is an amount of money that you make for work.
And It's close. Here we go.
How many actors does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
4, 1 to screw it in, and 3 to stand around and say, they could have done it better.
Ba-dum-bum. Okay, pass the mic. Here we go. All righty. Your word is digital selfie.
Digital selfie. A digital selfie is a waste of time and no longer should we do them.
And give him a joke.
Do I really have to say that one?
Dude.
This is such a cheesy joke, though. What do you call cheese that's not yours? My cheese. No, nacho cheese, sorry.
Okay, here we go. Let's go back to Raven.
Back to Raven.
Back to Raven. And now, Raven, we're going to talk about what are submission guidelines?
Oh, okay. Submission guidelines. I'm just gonna take a shot at this. They're like requirements that you have to send in to an agency, like your size, maybe some pictures.
We're gonna let you slide. Use it in a sentence.
Can you please submit the guidelines?
Give her a joke. Give her a joke. She needs a joke.
I tried it. What did the Zen Buddhist say to the hot dog vendor?
What did he say?
Make me one with everything. Wah, wah, wah. I don't get it myself. It's okay.
Make me one with everything.
It's my redemption time.
Here we go. Alrighty, for you, I want to know what's a callback.
Oh, I love those. So a callback is the second stage after a casting. So it's a pre-selection, a more selective selection after the casting call.
Okay, use it in a sentence.
I am so excited because I get to really show who I am in this callback.
All right, we're going to give her a yes on that one. Okay, here we go. We want to know what is a release form?
So a release form is a form that you are signing at a job that you're booked when you're there, and then you sign it and you are releasing yourself to them, but not like the dang it.
Give her a joke.
It's really wrong or just
No,
sort of?
it's half
Okay.
wrong.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel. So yeah.
Little old lady who? Alrighty. Okay, a demo reel.
Okay. A demo reel, I would say, basically is like a mixture of a couple things you've done or jobs or certain things you've done, like clips, and you put them together to show your repertoire, basically.
Okay. Pretty good. And put it in a sentence? Julian should be editing my demo reel.
There you go. I need a demo reel, so
there we go.
I'll hit Julian up.
Hook up with Julian. Alrighty. Okay, here we go, Ash. We're going to go with, what is a portfolio?
Okay, a portfolio is a collection of your best photos to really showcase your work and what you want the clients to see based on your past performance and what you're going to do.
Fantastic. Use it in a sentence.
Okay.
I left my portfolio in the car.
That's horrible.
Okay.
Before I put photos in my portfolio, I send them to Tammy. to make sure they're good.
All righty. Okay, here we go. We want to know, what's an NDA?
NDA.
NDA. ND as in David. NDA.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Bring out the jokes.
Why aren't koalas actual bears?
Why?
They don't meet the qualifications.
NDA, really important. Non-disclosure agreement, that's happening all the time, more and more. Non-disclosure means you are on set and there is proprietary information going on. You are not to share that information. You are not to post that information. It should not appear on your Instagram that afternoon or while you're on set. Everybody good with that? Good. All righty, here we go. And this is going to be our last vocabulary word of the day, and everybody has the lists, okay? So you can go over them at your own time. We want you to tell us, what is an extra?
An extra is usually 50 cents at Chipotle. An extra is the person that stands in the back. They're not the primary. They're filling in the space to make it the scene seem fuller, have people walk by, stand on their heads, do handstands, whatever the case may be, what's going on the project.
Fantastic. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Sure hope my first job is as an extra.
Okay, great. So let's give a round of applause to everybody that's on set. And we would like to thank everybody that participated in the Fame Strategy Vocabulary Bee. You guys have been great, and we have a little thank you gifts to take away with you guys. Okay? All righty. Thank you so much. This was so fun. Okay. You ready? You good? You good? We're good? We're good. We're good. Chris has returned from the... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Chris is here. David, you missing something? Yeah. There is no, yeah, there, you know. All right, we're going to send people. We're looking at you. No, there isn't an NDA for this. And what we would like you guys to do is to share the word about the Fame Strategy. We want to have more people participating in this program.
Along with that, there is a little card in your folder for the Fame Strategy on Instagram. You can, if you're on social media and you're documenting any of the event, you can use our hashtags and tag us in your photos and videos and like us on Facebook and all of those things. Okay?
As some people like to say, tag the shit out of this event, okay? No. Okay, so yeah, so hashtag whatever, you can do that. That'd be great. Yes, make new friends, take pictures with them. And we will be doing at the end of the session some testimonials. If you feel like this has been an experience that you would like to talk about, the positive things that have happened, where you've grown, what you've learned about this, we'd love to have you say a few words. It'd be really great. Okay, you guys. The Fame Strategy Branding Pyramid. Everybody take this page out. The Fame Strategy Branding Pyramid. This is an NDA on this one, David. Okay, do not tell anyone what you're doing right now. The reason we did ask everybody to sign the release forms, though, is as you notice, we are filming this, and we're excited because we're going to use it both as a program to share with other groups that are looking to get some information. And so we just needed everybody to say, okay, if it's not okay with somebody, witness protection or whatever you guys have going on here, let Suki know. Suki, there you go. Okay. So how are we doing so far? We're doing okay? Everybody's really happy? Nobody's unhappy? Everybody feeling good? Feeling good? Learning a lot? Okay. So the branding pyramid is, as we're showing here, it's a pyramid. Okay. And it starts with a foundation on the bottom, and then we're going to move our way up to the top, up to the apex, the North Star, the top of the pyramid, whatever you guys want to call it. And what I want you to understand is that your experience with the branding pyramid will be different than the person next to you. And your experience with the branded pyramid is going to change. What you have on here today may be entirely different than what you have next week, next month, a year from now. Okay? And what we're going to do is have
A pre-selected volunteer.
so our pre-selected volunteer from the audience. Let's everybody give a round of applause to our pre-selected volunteer,
Tristan.
Tristan. Our pre-select, who you may see on TV from time to time jogging across those. Best ever. Can I just tell them? Okay, it's the funniest story ever. So Tristan gets booked on a commercial, and she is the fungus toenail
Spokesperson.
girl. The spokesperson, all right. And this thing was supposed to be a little commercial, okay? It's on all the time. It's constant. She runs up to the camera and she says, Okay, so here we go. So Jamie and Tristan are going to work on the branding pyramid together. And then once we all go through the various steps of the branding pyramid, as an example, Jamie and Tristan are going to review what Tristan's authentic brand is. So everybody's going to do their own project here, okay? And this is something that I want, even though you're doing it on your own, I want to do it together as a group, because there might be things that you go, oh, right, yeah, that's me too, okay? So here we go. The foundation of the pyramid, the bottom section of it, everybody clear? I want you to write down what you've got. What do I mean, what you've got? What I mean are things that you have in your house, stuff, okay? In other words, here are some examples. Do you have a computer? Do you have a smartphone? Do you have reliable transportation? Do you have great wardrobe? Do you have a passport? Okay? These are things that you guys have. Stuff. Okay? You have a guitar, right? Okay. You have, what do you have? He's got a ton of shoes. What do you have? A what? Button-up shirts. See, he has a good wardrobe. What do you have? Pets. She's got pets. What do you have? Lot of underwear. Woo. What do you have? She's got flip-flops. Okay. What do you have? She's got a lot of accessories. Another person with good wardrobe. What do you have? Books. Books. He's got a lot of books. Okay, in other words, you're a reader, you're a writer. What do you have? Okay, you have a piano. What do you have? She's got kids. Okay, that to me is stuff you got. What do you have? Rollerblades. Surfboard. That's a good one. She's got a passport and a visa. If you guys have passports, put it down. You guys should come up with and be able to say, I got 8, 10 things that I have right off the top of your head. Dottie, what do you have? She's got a steamer. What do you have? Violin, guitar, musical instruments. What do you got? Violin, ukulele, surprised. Candles, interesting. What do you have? A crock pot. All right, we're going to think about that one. What do you got? Camera. Ice skates. Photography gear. Trav? Microphones. Cars? She's got cars. What do you got? You have a what? Spotlight. Fantastic. David, what do you got? Wooden flutes. Hair and makeup? Makeup. Giancarlo's got hats. What do you got? Sunglasses. Okay. Now, I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to share some of the things that are on my list. Okay? And then I'm going to give you guys like just a couple of minutes to put stuff down here. This is my list. This is stuff that I have. I have a computer. I have a smartphone. I have social media accounts. Oh, wait, did you do that? I've got reliable transportation. I have some sports equipment. I have golf clubs. I have tennis rackets. I have a great wardrobe. I have passport. I have personal contacts. I got a good network. You have personal contacts, Lais. I've got a flexible job. I have union memberships. I have a gym membership. I might have a couple of other memberships. I'm on Match.com, okay? I'm just saying. It's not working. Okay, it's just not working. I have a driver's license. I have scuba certification. I have the ability to fly for free. You know what? Do you know TFG? I'll explain it later. Remind me. Okay. I've got frequent flyer miles. I've got friends and family that will let me stay in their spare bedrooms in other cities. Stuff I got. I've got pets. I have a really good community of people that I can call on. I've got a baby grand piano, and I have children. And also understand that no children is also stuff that's worth noting that you got. I got no children. I'm free as a bird. Okay? So now, take a few minutes, and I want everybody to have a couple of things on there, what you've got. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Who knows that song? It's from Jeopardy. Okay, everybody good? Good, good. Anybody need a few more minutes? No? You're good? Okay, fantastic. As I'm going to note, you want to add as many things as possible on your foundation. Maybe you're going to add to this later, and maybe you're going to have a discussion with your friends and family because, hey, what are some things that I have? Maybe you're going to walk around your house and go, oh, hey, yeah, I have a skateboard. Okay, everybody good? Good, good, good. Now we're going to move up to the second level on the branding pyramid. And this is what sets you apart. What makes you different than the other people in the room? Now, I'm going to give some examples of what sets you apart. Okay? And then I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to do it on your own. Okay. Race or ethnicity. Okay. Now, think about that. Race. Well, you're different than he is. You're different than she is, right? You guys are different. Different. Everybody here is different. That's going to make a difference. How about your language fluency? I speak Spanish. I speak Portuguese. Little side note, guy said to me the other day, hey, I speak Portuguese. I was like, I've known you for 3 years, and I didn't know you speak Portuguese. And how many jobs did this guy miss because I didn't know? How about your physical size? Come here for a second. Stand up on stage. Come on. You're not going to hire me and him for the same job. Okay? It's going to be a stretch. I don't do this well. Okay? Here we go. How about your acting skills? You have a ton of improv experience. Who here has Shakespearean training? There you go. There you go. Okay? How about life experience? I know that there are people in this room that have had other careers. I know that there are people in this room that have had transformations in their life experience. I know that there are people here that have been one business and now they're completely in a different one. I know people that have had tremendous experience in the healthcare industry, right? This is all, what is your life experience? How about social media followers? I have 6 or 7, but my daughter has 25,000. Who's got social media followers? That's something that you want to have better than other people. How about unique body parts? Keep it clean for a moment here, everyone, okay? Unique body parts. What do I mean by that? You might have an amazing tat. You might have the longest, hottest legs on the planet. You may have something fantastic. You may have abs forever, right? I mean, these are unique body parts. Fantastic mustache, okay? Great curly hair that's in this room here. How about gender fluidity? It's big. It's big, it's big, okay? It's people that are gender neutral. Something that's going on in the business. How about vocal quality? Say hello. Hello, okay. I mean, it's fantastic. You got a great voice. That's fantastic. Okay, got it. What about a creative mind? I can, Andrea, you could talk on the spot for hours, right? I think you can. How about a photographic memory? Who here can look at a script, Chris, without ever having to see what's actually on the page? How about you, Nick? I know you can do the same thing too. I hand him something, 2 minutes later, he's got the whole thing memorized. How about a solid demo reel? A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people need that. How about a great portfolio? Ash? How about fantastic digitals? Okay, so now you guys spend a minute. What is it that you have or you do that is better than everybody else? Mr. Valentine, you want to go on a street race with me? Who do you think's going to win? How fast do you, what do you run? What's your sport? Which part? Short sprints. Okay, so how 50-yard dash, how fast? 4 point something seconds. Okay, so David, can you run against? He would leap. Okay, this guy. I mean, okay, you dance. What was the last music video you did? Mark Anthony. Okay, so if I put you, Dottie, out on set, are you going to book the same music video that David's going to put on? You might. All right, fantastic. So again, there you go. What do you do better than anybody else? Soccer, right? Giancarlo? Excellent. Everybody good? Everybody have a couple of things written down on there? Yeah. Okay, putting your kids on social media is a double-edged sword, okay? I think that as long as you are aware of what is being put up there and you are aware that people in the world are going to see it, Okay? So sometimes it's a good idea to be in control of the kids' social media portion. Okay, now I'm going to go a little faster for the rest. Okay, here we go. Functional. Next part. What we're going to do is switch hats. You're going to pretend you're me. Why do I want you on set? Why do I want you in the agency? Couple of things. You're prepared. You're reliable. You're creative. You're flexible. You've got rapid response. You can do something like what Chris can do. I give him a script. He can improvise it in 2 seconds, okay? That's why I want him. He's motivated. He's honest, okay? He's got well, he doesn't, but some people in here have a calm temperament. That's always a good thing. Okay, so switch the tables for a minute. Pretend that you're an agent. Pretend that you're a production team or a photographer. Why do I want you on set? And if anybody puts down, I'm a pain in the you-know-what, that's the wrong answer. Okay? What would make me happiest when I was making a selection, okay? I'm going to hire this guy because, I'm going to have the worst day of my life. No, I'm going to have this guy because it's really fun and great to have him around. All right, here we go. Ready? Next category, emotional. Emotional. As I said earlier, there is no crying in modeling. There is no crying in this business. The only time I want you guys crying is when you didn't prepare and therefore you didn't get the job. That's your fault. Cry. Okay? But if you didn't get the part, don't cry, okay? It's a million reasons. So let's get back to you now, okay? So you decided all the reasons what's sitting on my side of the table. Because this is a unique business and what we're selling is actual people, don't forget that there is an emotional side to this business, okay? And I got to tell you guys something. People come into my office and smoke is coming out of their ears and they're like, I had the worst day and I couldn't find my car and whatever. Yeah, I really want that to add to my day. No. So as an artist, you have to be able to turn on and off your emotions. Okay, I don't care if you got a flat tire. I don't care if your dog, shit on your carpet, whatever, and then the whole thing happened. That was like a terrible day. When you walk into that room, you walk in as a professional and you walk in like you are ready to do the job. Same thing happens on any kind of set. Nobody wants you to bring your residual bullshit on set. Everybody got that? Really important. So, what do you want to offer? What are you going to put in that category? Confidence and love, because you love what you're doing. That's the emotions that you're going to bring in there. I am the best person for the job, and I love what I'm doing. Okay? Now, here we go. We're going to take you up to the top of the pyramid, and this is where the truth about your brand. And what I want you guys to do, and you can do it when you take this paperwork home, is to look at all the different levels of the pyramid and think about what you have to offer. Because so often, you guys don't really spend the time to think about what you are bringing to the table. That's what we're selling. We are selling you guys. We're your sales team, okay? But we need to know what the authentic you, and that's the words that I want you guys to write across the top of that triangle. Authenticity or authentic brand. Who am I? What am I bringing to the table? Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Jamie and Tristan, and we're going to do Tristan's authentic self. She got a lot of stuff.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom. Tristan,
Yes.
why don't you share with us what you put in the first section? Where's my pyramid? So I know what it's called. Okay. For features and benefits.
Okay, so
valid passport, driver's license. I can drive a stick shift. I also own a car. Then computer, kind of, we went a little out of order, but computer, smartphone. You know, I have the self-tape set up. I have a curtain in my apartment with a tripod and a camera. I have a microphone. I also can paddleboard. I'm a volleyball player. I'm a golfer. And then I also have my own golf clubs, which is another thing. I have several tattoos, and so I have makeup that I can cover them up for auditions that they're not appropriate for, that they don't want. I have an active social media account across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as I can do basic American Sign Language.
Okay, great. Tristan, tell us what you think are some must-haves in this section. Like what?
Must-haves, self-tape setup.
Yeah.
It's super easy. I literally have a blue bed sheet that I have just steamed and hung up, and it's just on my wall with a tripod. Your cell phone camera works great as well. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, but you get self-tapes all day.
And not only for actors, for models, that's really important for children. If we ask you to take digitals, you should have a solid color wall, or if you don't, put up a sheet and be able to take digitals in front of that immediately when your agent asks you to. It should be very quick and simple.
Yeah, it's almost always set up, and it very rarely comes down. It's always set up.
Anything else?
What else is it? I mean, having a valid passport is very important. Stuff travel. You can get cast for anything. I've had several castings where it's like it's China or Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico doesn't count, but China, and there was another one that was out of it, and it was like my passport was in the process of being mailed to me, and one of them wanted a picture of my passport at the casting. So I obviously was eliminated because I didn't have that document yet. But having it and maintaining it and making sure you always know when it expires. And then just the equipment. You need a computer. You need to be able to do your own research, do your own submissions, communicate with your agent, download sides, things like that. You've got to have that access.
Perfect. Thank you. And the next section, which is points of difference.
Points of difference.
What do you do better than other people?
Again, I'm a female golfer. That is very rare. So it's something that I know will set me apart. And again, very good at line script memorization. I can look at a script and be pretty familiar with it very quickly. Played volleyball pretty competitively for a lot of high school and then some of college. On-set experience, I take every job I can offered. I've also PA'd. I've also been stage managers. I want as much experience as I possibly can so that when I'm the talent, I know what's expected of me and what they're looking for in terms of bad on-set person versus good on-set person. I've also been around children my entire life, and now that I'm being cast as mom roles, it's helpful that I'm very comfortable interacting with children of all ages.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so next are the functional benefits. Why would I want to hire you?
I'm reliable, I'm dependable, punctual. I will be there on time. I'm usually early. I will be there ready to work. Again, experience with production jobs. I know what to expect on a set. I have done it a lot, and I pay attention so that I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to say yes to pretty much any job. I want to work. I want to be there. I have a flexible schedule. I'm very, very lucky that this is my full-time job. But when it wasn't, I made sure that my jobs all knew what was my priority. And if that job wasn't willing to let that be my priority, I did not work there anymore. So lots of waiting tables, lots of bartending, barista, things like that. And I'm always studying. I'm always looking at new stuff, reading books, practicing, just playing with monologues in my house with a video camera. I always want to be working and getting better.
Perfect. Okay. And the last section, the emotional benefits. Why are you doing this?
That's the only thing I've ever wanted to do. It's the only thing I can see myself doing since I was a little kid. And I have tried lots of other things and lots of other jobs, and they don't stick. And I have been influenced greatly by film and television my entire life. And I want to give that back and do it as well.
Excellent. So thank you, Tristan.
Thank you.
So at the top, we wrote, this is the authentic Tristan. This is her brand. All of these items make up Tristan and what she has to offer. So all of the things that you guys wrote down are very important things that you should lead with when you're talking to an agent, talking to a client. Think about what sets you apart from somebody else, and that is what you want to be selling. You want to be selling your unique self, your authentic self. And then
Thank you.
lastly, yeah. Lastly, as Tammy had mentioned before, your brand can always be changing. As you are changing, your brand can change. If you get a car, you can add that to your list. If you have a child, as she said, that's another thing that you can add, and that you can do mommy and me or family jobs or daddy and me or daddy and baby. So as you are changing, so can your brand.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. Now, would you guys like to share some of your thoughts, some of the things that you added to your lists? Because I'm super interested in knowing what some of you guys noticed about yourselves. Did anybody say, just find something that they go, oh, wait, I've never mentioned that to anybody before, but I am a great fill in the blank. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, okay, Kev? You do poetry? Who knew? So what do you do? Like, what kind of poetry? Like slams? Or do you do... See, that's fantastic, because I know that if I send a script to Kevin that has some kind of poetic, he's the guy to go. That's fantastic. Who else wants to share something? Yeah, go ahead. That's fantastic. I want to know that there's confidence is really what I think you're saying to me. She walks into a room, she kills it because she's fantastic. She knows it. It's good, right? And I think that's something that comes with experience. Yeah, really does. Who wants to share something else? Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm. And you know what I love about knowing that? Broadcast journalist. Okay, I know somebody did this the other day. It was so great. They were in a room with a client, and the client said, So where'd you grow up? And she said, I grew up in Pittsburgh. And then she said to the client, she says, and where did you grow up? Okay, something that a journalist would know how to do better than other people: engage, have a conversation. Because that could have just ended, oh, okay, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh, thanks, bye. But instead, what she did was she engaged. Broadcast journalism, awesome. Yeah. The kids love to dance. I think there's a couple of kids that love to dance in here. We want to know that. Because anybody that's turned on TV and seen Back to School, every commercial is dancing kids. That is great. And how many kids do I know that, I don't know if they do it or they don't do it, but dancing kids, fantastic. Dancing kids, swimming kids, sports kids, really good, really good. Yeah. Okay. 16 years at sea? I love that. Did you ever get to land? Below, what were you doing? Yeah, okay. That's fantastic. I mean, that is fantastic. So if I say to you, leeward, starboard, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? Fantastic. That's great. Okay, you guys, I'd love to, what, Dottie? This is our last one, then we got to move on. All right, just give us one.
Great to know.
Okay, great to know. Better than most people. I'll tell you something. I don't know who drive bus. Okay. What kind of bus? A city bus? A school bus? Any kind of bus? Do you have a special license to drive that bus? Okay, there you go. Who's got motorcycle licenses here? Thank you. Didn't know that about you. All right, here we go. So now that you have a better understanding of the business that we are in, everybody's got this. This is a business. Words and phrases that you should know. We did the vocabulary bee. Who we are, the famed strategists, me, Jamie, Christie, and how we can help you, and who you are as an individual brand. You know the 8 steps of the FAME strategy, and the opportunity of staying on track is available to you guys by continuing with this process. Okay, we want you guys to join us for the FAME Strategy 2.0, which we have scheduled for September
16th and 17th.
16th and 17th. And that is a comprehensive, very interactive, small group of going through the 8 steps in detail. You guys are going to walk away from 2.0 and say, all right, I am so ready to go. You're going to have all of the components that you need. You're also going to end up with a workbook with tons of our resources in it. You're going to end up with digital photos that you can use as part of your portfolio. September 16th, 17th, 16th is scheduled for adults only. 17th is scheduled for adults who want to work on their kids' careers.
There will also be a panel and some industry professionals coming and sharing their viewpoints and what they think is very valuable for talent to have in this industry.
Okay, so you will get the opportunity to really up close and personal with this entire process. So for those of you that are interested in participating in 2.0, you can see either Christy, myself, or Jamie after this session is over, and we can talk about when and where and what's involved in that. Okay. Good? All right. My favorite way to describe how to build your team, that's another part that I want you guys to understand, okay? When you are represented, when you are talent, the people that are in your orbit are your sales team. Don't let them tell you that they're anything else, okay? We are your sales team. We are working on your behalf. And we see people tripped up all the time with, well, I signed this contract and these people won't let me do this, that, and the other thing. Or I can only do this, but I can only do that. All right? No. You are the brand, and it's a business. So it's you who is the CEO, the CFO of your own company. And you need to hire the people that are going to make the most money for you. So that makes sense for everybody, okay? This is not random, and this is not magical, and this is not like just walking into a room and going, oh, this is a perfect relationship. It's not. It involves a whole lot of research and heavy lifting on your side. We are not for everybody, okay? The Green Agency team, we're not for everybody. We're for some people, and we do really, really hard work for the people that we represent. But we're not for everybody, okay? There are other agencies that might be more suited for you. There might be managers that are good to add to your team. There might be a publicist that's good to add to your team, an attorney. But it's up to you as your brand to find the people that are the best for you. Okay? Everybody got that? You have worked hard to design your career and to get where you're going in your career. Perhaps it's taken weeks, perhaps it's taken months, perhaps it has taken your entire career to put yourself in a comfortable place where you can then design your team. Okay? You've read tons of online material, to your point. You've done trial and error. You've taken classes. You've worked out. You've paid attention to trends. You have made decisions about you, what your brand is. In other words, You have created a great product. And that's what you have to think about when you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you go, I am a great product. And so now I got to get out there and make that product work, right? Now it's time to introduce yourself, your brand, to the world. How do you begin? Assembling your team. How to research the best agency for you involves answering a couple of questions. First of all, what's my brand? Am I a model? Am I an actor? Am I a VO? Is it for my children? A commercial, theatrical, legit, bilingual, specialty? I don't know. That's what you guys have to figure out. What is my brand? Where do I want to work? Do I want to work in Florida? Do I want to work in South Florida only? Do I only want to work in Miami-Dade County? Or do I want to work in Florida? I want to work in Atlanta. I want to work in New York. I want to work in LA. I want to work globally. I don't know. Again, these are things that you need to look into and decide. Do I want to be part of a small agency? Do I want to be part of a big agency? Do I want to be part of an online agency? What do you want? Are you the kind of person that wants to walk into the room and they go, yeah, that guy is here? Or do you want to walk in and say, hey, Michael, what's going on? Okay? It's the difference between a big agency and a small agency. And there's nothing wrong with any of those. Some people work great in a company that is enormous, and they want to be there because there will be enormous opportunities. Boutique agencies, smaller, more specialized. Maybe you want a manager, one person who helps you negotiate your path. It's an option. It's a good one too. Once you have answered these questions, you can start to do your research. And what do you have to do? Go to agency websites. We've included in the package some samples of different kinds of agencies. We included 3 that are from Miami, just random 3, but the Green Agency is one of them, not that random. So anyways, the Green Agency and then 2 others. And then we went into an agency that's in New York. We went into an agency that's in New York and LA. And we went into the monster of all agencies, William Morris Agency, okay? So, and what you'll notice there is that every agency, what we printed out for you guys is the About Us page. It's nothing that drives me crazier, and this happens every day. I could record it for you guys if you don't believe me. Phone rings. We're a small agency. Everybody got that? There are 4 of us. Phone rings. So what do you people do? And I think to myself, okay, I have just put a client who wants to hire some of my clients on hold for somebody who just can't do research online. It confuses me because I think that is on you, okay? To read about it, what do these people do? Look at their sites. It is the internet, for gosh, sakes. Really, you guys, it's so easy. So you have some examples of what you can say. Who do they represent? Do they represent people like you? If they do, that's a good place to submit your stuff. If you are a, one-legged go-go dancer, okay, probably not going to the runway agency. It's just the way it works, okay? So don't say, oh, I'm so unique, I'm going to try them. No, it's not going to work like that, okay? If you're really unique, go to the unique agency. Once you've answered the questions, okay, and then, so you guys can look through these kinds of things, these About Us, the bi-coastal, global agencies, okay? Go to websites. Go to sagaftra.org. They list all of the union franchised agencies that are out there. It's a list. I think it says list of agencies. Couldn't be easier. Go to Call Sheet by Backstage. It's online. It was formerly called the Ross Reports. It's every agency on the planet is there. There's something great for parents called Children in Film. It's a fantastic website. It lists agencies that represent children, and it gives tips, all sorts of wonderful guidelines. Then, how about Variety? Who here gets a free subscription to Variety? I do. I don't know. I think it's great. Every morning I get to see, oh, all this stuff is happening. Comes in. It's free. It's online. Come on, guys. You need to know all of this stuff. And then once you have a short list, spend time really looking at the sites. Okay, if everybody spent as much time looking at Eater LA, as you do looking at your agencies, you'd be way better off. Okay. Look at them. Who are the people? Who do they represent? Who are the agents involved? What projects are these guys doing? Okay. Look at their Facebook sites. Look at their Instagram sites. What are they posting up there? Look at their Google reviews. We want you to Google review us, by the way. I'm just saying. Okay. I really like that 5-star thing. It makes me really happy. Okay. So now, on those sheets that I sent you guys, I want you to look at when you go onto those various websites. It's not on the stuff I gave you guys, but you can go to any of these agencies' websites and look at their submission guidelines. Who had that word, submission guidelines? Raven. Okay, submission guidelines are the way that agencies want you to submit to them. Okay? Do not send us bathroom selfies in half a towel, holding up the back thing and whatever, because you think that's going to catch our eye. No, we've designed submission guidelines so that it makes it easy for us to cull through all of the submissions that we get. If people ask you for digitals, send digitals in the format that they ask for. We do not have open call. Don't show up. They don't have open call. Okay? And don't kid yourselves, guys, okay? If you think you're so special and you're going to walk in that room and everybody's going to go, it's like, oh, they're the one. No, it doesn't happen like
You
that.
already did something wrong by not following directions. So that first impression is blown, even if you are the greatest person at what you do.
We're afraid you're a rogue person. You're going to show up on set with no, it's instruction following. It's a business. Okay? Now, you're going through submission guidelines. Everybody's following that. Okay? Each agency has different kinds of submission guidelines. Some people say mail headshots and resumes or upload your demo. Make sure to send the material to the right person at that agency. Don't send it to the head of the legit department when you're doing voiceovers, okay? It's never going to get where it needs to go. It might, but chances are do it the right way. You're not going to send your application to Harvard to the science department, okay? You're going to send it to the application department. Not hard, okay? Electronic submissions, use the guidelines on the site. I can't tell you how many times I go, Jamie, my computer is completely jammed. Someone has sent me a file which is megabytes of, it's unbelievable. And then for the next half hour, I'm just waiting while something is uploading. I don't even know what it is that's coming in. No, because when I finally figure out who's behind that shenanigans, never going to want to ever talk to them, okay? Or if it says it's okay to stop and drop by, do it. But if you're going to stop and drop your materials off, okay, walk in, assess the room. If everybody is on the telephone and buried at their desks in work, do not stand there. Excuse me, who's here? Who's available? It doesn't work that way, okay? I'm just dropping this off, thanks. Done, bye. If somebody's there to see you, you're lucky, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, things that don't work. Stop by and insist that someone sees you, okay? These are all true stories. Hi, I'm here and I want to see an agent. Really? Okay. And I want to, no. Send a huge file that corrupts and jams our computers. No. Call and ask, what do you people do? Oh my God, it's crazy. And seriously, I want you all to come in one day and just sit and listen. Call on the phone and then tell me your entire life story, your hopes and dreams, and everything that has ever happened to you. When I answer, hi, I want to tell you all about myself. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to hang up on you, but it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Know what you're going to say before you pick up the telephone to call, okay? You wouldn't do it if you were ordering a pizza, okay? Anybody who works in the food industry, there's nothing worse, right? Than when you go to the table and they, well, I don't know what I should have. Okay. Don't mail us stuff with tons of glitter in the envelope. Okay? No, it doesn't work. I end up with a desk full of glitter. And don't send an electronic submission. Do not send an electronic submission that you think is going to shock us into loving you. Okay? I've seen way too much, okay, to tell you, guys, this really happens, okay, where people send us photos. My favorite one of all time, I have a file. It's called what? I didn't mean to say you people. Did I say you people? Oh, I keep the file of it. I keep the file, and it's called What Were You Thinking? Because I want to do a television show, and I want it to be called What Were You Thinking? And I want to show these pictures of it. And my favorite one is this guy, and he's got like a fantastic body, but I see all of it except for the basketball that is strategically placed in front of it. Or I mean, one day it will be a show. Okay, so anyway, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. When you receive me, you. We need to move on. Okay, we're moving on. When you receive a reply from an agency, treat this as you would any other professional job interview. Courtesy, timely fashion, respond, and follow the interview instructions, okay? Not calling up, oh, listen, I know I was supposed to show up, but I'm late and I can't go. Doesn't work. Does not work.
You will not be called back for a second interview.
Nope. Okay, so everybody good? Everybody good? Questions? No. Okay, good. So now we're going to move on. Everybody got the little handouts of the submissions, where to different agencies, what those are all about. And what time are we at? Okay. What's it? Where? 12:35? Okay, good. Good.
Now we have a checklist of tools that you will need. These will not all apply to everyone. Okay, so you have to think about those categories that I mentioned before, what avenues you're looking to go down, and what out of these things you will need in order to apply to agencies, bring to casting directors, and just have in your arsenal moving forward. So digitals, I think everyone should have digitals, actors, models, maybe except voiceovers. Okay, maybe you don't need digitals. Digitals mean what you look like today. No great lighting, no professional touching up, no, it's not a professional photo. It's a picture that someone else takes or that you take with your cell phone or, another camera. A lot of clients see the headshots, see your portfolio, and they want to know, okay, well, what do they really look like? All the time. And you should be able to reproduce this rather quickly. Even if you're not at home, you should be able to do this and send it to your agent. Also, if you do not have professional pictures and you're looking to sign with an agent, you should be submitting digitals. And they should be good digitals, not you out at a club, or not children with all of their friends. I want to know who is submitting, and it needs to be clear. Resume. Everyone should have a resume. Even if you're just starting, have a resume with your statistics on it, what you look like, your height, and any training that you have or special skills. And you add to your resume as you keep working. Demo reel for actors and voiceovers, very, very important. It should be under 2 minutes. Think about the attention span of people nowadays. It's really, really quick. So you want to catch their attention within the first 30 seconds. Yeah. Well, a demo reel is really the work that they have done. So it should be, a copy of a commercial put together. If you don't have a demo reel, but you have a kid who can act or you can act, you can always do like a mock audition, have them read a sample script. A monologue is fine. I like to have them kind of go back and forth with someone else playing a character and responding to a scene. I think that that's pretty valuable. It's always an option if you don't have a demo or previous work. Also voiceover demo, if you're a voiceover artist, same thing. It should be under 2 minutes and a variety of what you can do. If you have decent hands and feet, that's good to know. Even if you're not a hand model or you never thought that you could be a hand model, you could be. If you have decent hands and feet, your agent can be the judge of that, and you could be making more money doing something other than what you thought you could. Headshots or portfolios, that goes without saying. If you're an actor, you should have an acting headshot. You should not have bikini pictures if you want to be an actor. You need to have a headshot. If you want to do both, you should have both. If you are starting out, you should have a list of agencies to contact. You should do your research, as Tammy said. Prepare questions for an agency. You can also be doing the interviewing. Like she said, you're putting together your team. You should also have questions about what they can do for you. And lastly is social media. Obviously, it's very, very, very important in this day to have social media. If you are your business, your social media is how you can put your face out there. Got it?
I'm just going to cut in for a minute. And these are the things, we guys have spoken about 2.0. Okay, for those of you who want to do 2.0 with us, the Fame Strategy 2.0, all of these, you are going to walk out of that session with all of these situations completely under control, ready to go, done. And it's going to be, I hate to use the word hand-holding, but I think that's a good way to put it. It's going to be real guided and very curated. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
I think now we're going to open the floor for questions. We have, how much time do we have, Suki? Okay, so we'll do about 10, 15 minutes of questions if you guys have overall. Sure. Yeah.
So I'm just starting out and everything. This is literally my first ever anything coming to it. So could inexperience ever work in your favor? Like, for instance, like on the pyramid thing, I wanted to put, inexperience, but I'm hardworking, determined, and everything. I can be molded pretty much, Is that good?
Well,
or
yes, in a lot of ways, because you're a blank slate. You're clean. You haven't made the mistakes yet that some people make, and we can kind of guide you, or your agency can kind of guide you on how they think that you will succeed. So yes, it does. As long as you are doing your research and going about submitting to agencies the right way, I don't think that can work against you.
I also think, it separates you a little bit in the sense that you should not say no to jobs. Sometimes we will have clients that say, okay, we're doing all of these principles on the job, but we also need a couple of extra people to be on set, okay? For that situation, that's the Marcel example, okay? That's the, he doesn't have the experience, but I know he's got the interest and he's ready to do the job. Go on set, watch what's going on, and every time you're there, to Tristan's point, you learn what's going on, okay? And you know what the thing is that there are no bad mistakes. There are only bad mistakes when you don't ask the question, if you don't
When you
know.
don't learn from it and make changes.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you. Did that? Yeah. All right, great. Who's next? Questions? Yeah, here you go, Donnie.
Uh,
Bus driver.
Bus driver, yeah. Demo reels, and it's voiceover demo. I do a little voiceover, but I'd like to get into that a little bit more. But I've never had any training. Is there someone you could suggest that we take a class under the voiceover and this demo
Yes,
reel?
absolutely. The casting gym. The casting gym has some really good voiceover classes. They're online, thecastinggym.com, Kim Houston, and she'll have those from time to time. We do post on the Green Agency websites whenever we get the opportunities. You should also be in touch with AFTRA, which is the voiceover union, because they have some pretty good information on there as well. Lori Wyman's casting also does, sometimes she has voiceover seminars as well. It's a matter of being aware of what's out there in these seminars. Take them. Sometimes they offer a commercial demo. At the end, you'll end up with an actual piece.
And if you can speak numerous, thank you. If you can speak Spanish and English, have one in English and one in Spanish. Don't combine them, because a lot of times what happens is that they listen to the first part and they're like, where's the Spanish part? So have one of each. Doesn't have to be longer than a minute. Straight to the point, your best work, and you'll be good.
One more question. This confuses me. How many agencies is an actress allowed to have? I've been working with 3 all my life, all 15 years. And when I get one job and then bam, somebody else called me, I'm sorry, I feel so bad.
Okay, here's the thing when it comes to multiple representation. You can have whatever representation you want to have. There are no rules. There are some agencies that ask for exclusivity. There are some agencies that do not. In your particular situation, being an African American woman of a certain age, you have to understand that there will be a limited number of opportunities available for you. And there are going to be certain ones that are going to go out to everybody. Okay? So if you have 3 agents, you're going to get that call 3 different times without fail.
So all the agencies don't get all the work?
No, they do not. Exactly. I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, different agencies get different stuff. I will tell you what's extremely frustrating for us. If we're getting a call, and I know the heavy lifting that goes on in our office. What I mean by heavy lifting is we spend a lot of time with our clients talking about stuff. And I know we've done a lot of heavy lifting with you, Dottie, because we've spoken about stuff numerous times. So after doing all of that work, when that gimme comes along, and does everyone know what I mean by gimme? There's that, like, here's the grandma role of the century, okay? I have just done a whole lot of work with a client, and Dottie says to me, gee, I'm sorry, Tammy, but somebody else called me first. Okay, think about that. Who is working for you? Okay, I don't believe in the they called me first answer. I don't believe in that. I believe in who is representing me. Because if you guys don't care, okay, don't expect us to give the same time and energy, okay? Does that make sense?
Joe Blow calls me.
Yeah, Joe Blow calls you.
The same grandma that I got a dancing grandma.
Right.
Okay, I go with Joe. I go with Joe Blow.
Right?
I don't get no call from Green.
Okay, then you should call Green and say, hey guys, I just heard about this job. Can you help me with that job? And we'll tell you the truth. We'll tell you yes, no, or let us check it out.
So tell me what I do about Joe Blow.
You say to Joe Blow,
Well, if you have 2 agents, let's say you have 3 agencies, and 2 out of the 3 agencies are working very, very hard on your behalf, and they're getting you different jobs. Who's to stop you from being with both of those agencies? you're having 3 identical agencies kind of work on your behalf, how is that really benefiting you? You need to pay attention to the people that are working hard in your favor and are really your strong team behind you. If you have another agency who like every once in a while sends you on stuff, what's the point?
Why
what I
give
mean?
that? I mean, we work really hard to do it. So why are you? Can I use the word gifting? Okay, this is an agency you never hear from, you never work with. They call you out of the blue, and they get the benefit of all of the efforts that other people are putting in. As I said earlier, you're the brand. You have to decide who is on your sales team, who's working for you. And that one random job that you don't get that comes out of the sky from Joe Blow Agency, you know what? You could probably do without it.
It's a relationship,
Thank
if you're
you.
loyal, if you're
It's hard, Dottie.
and at
Look,
the same
it's hard.
time, if we don't exceed your expectations, then we're not for you. And we get that, but it's all about loyalty, really, and about building your team. Because we push hard for those that are on our team. We really, really do. And I know you want more work, and we get that. But at the end of the day, it's about the long run, not the short steps. So,
Questions?
But we love you, Dottie. We love you.
We get that. We get that. Yeah.
I have a question. If you shoot a commercial, for example, are you gonna be able to ask the production or your agency if you can get the link or the video for your demo reel?
Very good question. I was actually going to mention this before because that can be one of the hardest parts for an actor, getting the footage. You do the job, and then what? Sometimes it doesn't air. Sometimes it's airing in Colombia, and you don't live in Colombia, but you really want, the spot to add to your demo reel. What I like to tell people is you're on set, you're dealing with production. Sometimes we don't deal with production. Sometimes we are dealing with casting directors and people who are just doing the booking part. So production are the people that are organizing the job, the production, and they are on set. We are not on set with you. So I like to tell people, build a relationship with one of the producers, one of the PAs, someone, and just ask them, who do I talk to about possibly getting this footage for my demo reel? Am I allowed to use it on my demo reel? Can I have someone's email? And do you mind if I email you in a month or 2 and ask you, once it's done being edited, if I can have a copy of it? And then you can reach out. You can ask your agent, but a lot of times we don't necessarily have the direct contact with production.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
This is a personal question, but maybe you guys can benefit from it. I have been recommended, and I wanted to venture into therapy, and yes. So I wanted to know if it was like we need to find maybe a therapist that can understand our industry or can understand like that we're actors and we have to market our emotions or whatever it may be. Do you recommend that? Have you guys had experience with that? Can you recommend me one? I can. Okay, awesome.
TTL or TDL? TTL. It's called Touching the Light, harmony.com. And it's like returning to your emotional self. And she does psychological work on you, and she also does like physical work on you. So if you have blockage in your body or you're having a hard time with something, she kind of goes at 2 different angles.
That's so interesting. So it's
TTLharmony.com.
Harmony.
I don't know of any resources for that, but we certainly could.
She was in the pharmaceutical aspect of therapy forever and ever and ever, and she has a degree in psychology, and she's really kind of left that and has gone kind of on a natural way. So
You can also talk to me if you want.
my name is Jennifer.
Jennifer, Mariella, you guys should.
Yeah, maybe you guys should connect.
Okay, I'm going to just let you guys share after we move on forward. Yeah, go ahead.
My question is like, how would you transition into different roles? Like, if you start off as a model, and then you want to move into acting, you want to move into voiceover, if you want to move into different aspects of the business, how would you do so?
These are all things that you can discuss with your agent. You can get advice from your agent, see if they have people to recommend to coach you. Or you can do your own research, and you can always go back to your agent and say, okay, I did this research. These are people that I found that can help me with this. Do you know anything about them? Are they legitimate? You know, that kind of thing. So, you know, you need to make different steps to do different roles. So obviously, if you want to be an actor, you need headshots. If you want to be a model, you need to take a different type of photo. But all of those things your agency can help you walk through.
So you did say that there are a lot of submissions that you get that don't just get the cut. So my question is, what do you look for in a submission? What are the things that would make you take someone on, and the things that would not make you take someone on?
It's a very good question.
One of the things that immediately I'm like, no, the quality of picture, if you're trying to take, if it's bad lighting, if it's a bad angle, that it doesn't do you justice, immediately I'm like, no. The whole digitals, like if you send a selfie or a Snapchat with a filter, immediately that's a no. But we get those all the time. And whatever fits your role, I know it's hard in the beginning and before you even start. That's why we started the Fame Strategy, to educate you. But it's hard. It's hard to know what pictures are good for you. Where do you really fit? But
You know what? For example, and I'm not, I'm really not plugging the Green Agency, but what I think would be, I am a little. What I want you to do is to go onto our Join Us, okay? Because it is as clear as a bell. What do we want in those submissions? And we give you a visual example, okay? We go, here are the digitals that we want you to submit to us. So do that. Then there's a little section for a comment to say something, okay? Say something about yourself that makes you, per the branding pyramid, unique. Why do we want to have you? Okay, so that's the advice. Okay, what separates that selfie in the car with the thing with the grill with the glasses and the the basketball. These kinds of things are just like, no, stuff that's distorted. Okay, understand, it says right there, size of submission. I get stuff, we get stuff where the pictures are way out of whack. Okay, follow the instructions. It's a business. When you apply to any business, right, you're going to follow what those people are expecting to get the job. Voiceover, make it a voiceover demo.
I think also, to answer your question, if there's like a specific thing that we look for, that's why it's so hard to answer that question, because there really isn't a specific answer. We've all been doing this a long time, and we know what clients are looking for with certain things. You don't have to be the most beautiful person in the world to sign with a modeling agency. You don't. Because we have people who are character actors that are booking, major roles, and a lot. So don't be discouraged because you might not be a model. If you have other talents, you need to let that agency know. You need to make sure that you do send decent photos, and just let them know what makes you you. Hope that helps. Okay, Raven?
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions. Okay.
What's the next step?
What's
the next step for somebody that's new? That has never done this before. That's just beginning.
Yeah.
And they came today. They checked everything out. What do they do next?
Okay. If you're interested in working with the Green Agency, it is a matter of going on to our website, following the submission guidelines, and submitting what we ask to have submitted along with the note. Hey, just took Fame Strategy 1.0. Okay? Love to see you guys. Okay? That's what you would do if you want to work with us. If you want to look at other agencies, again, as I said, go to their submission guidelines, research the agencies, and then make a couple of submissions to a few different agencies, and you will what? Oh, good. And then when you get responses, make appointments to go see those people. Be on time.
If the
Be
person
prepared.
wants to go with your agency,
That's correct.
they submit all the information as requested.
Correct.
They wait for a response from you.
It usually
on an
takes us
appointment.
about, that's correct. It usually takes
Okay.
for us, we get back to people within a week or two. Okay? And then we say, okay, we see people on Tuesdays between 11 and 1 o'clock. I can't make 11 and 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm sorry you can't make 11 and 1 o'clock, but we plan our days around 11 and 1 o'clock. Okay? So if it's a kid, it's a little bit different because kids are in school and we want to make those appointments afterwards. But that's something to keep in mind. Follow along. Don't tell me you can't. Make it a priority for you.
Thank you.
Well, I have one more thing to add to that. If you don't have professional photos, don't feel like you need, in order to sign with an agency, to go out and get them. Because A, you could waste your money and you could get terrible pictures that your agency that you're looking at does not like and is going to tell you, I can't use these. So that's why it's really important to look at the submission guidelines. And like Tammy said, we have 4 pictures of digitals that you can do by example, and it is really simple. So you can take his pictures, a friend can take his pictures, and that's what you should submit. And then we can guide you and recommend photographers that we know, we trust, and will produce work that we can use.
I do have one more thing to say, and that is like, we don't want to say no. Okay, do you guys understand that? All right, we don't want to reject you. We want to find people to represent. We want to. Okay, so we make it as easy as possible to. That's why it's shocking that when people send stuff and we're like, what? Okay, that is the shocking part. Okay? Michael, did you have Raven? Oh, Raven. Go ahead, Raven, you're our last one up, okay? Yeah. Okay. All right, then we got it.
We have to give the theater back, so we only have a limited amount of time.
Is there a different process that someone that would want to do hosting or like hosting events compared to someone who wants to do like commercial? Is there a different workshops you take? Is it still acting? Like, would it be labeled as acting if you're doing hosting? And
Yes and no. I mean, hosting, I think, is its own separate category.
Okay.
So if you have footage, if you don't have footage, put something together. Stand in front of a camera and pretend like you're doing a news report. You know, take a fake script. You can literally go online and Google sample script for hosting or spokesperson script and show us what you can do.
I have a demo reel.
Perfect. And if you have a demo reel, that's what you should be submitting.
Okay.
Absolutely. But you would still need a headshot. Same type of headshot that you would need for as an actor.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to share a resource. That's all.
Perfect.
No, I had a quick question, and I was talking to Chris about this earlier, but I kind of wanted to hear you ladies' point of view. Is it very helpful when the talent goes out of their way and they look for the castings and refer them to you? I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys probably spoke about this earlier, but since I'm still learning the whole process, sometimes I find myself waiting, and I don't think, sometimes I'm like, damn, did I get an email today?
We encourage it.
Yeah.
If you can find some. Not all clients are going to release jobs to every agency. Yeah. And sometimes they don't even release the job breakdowns to agencies. Sometimes they release it directly to actors or to web pages that actors are subscribed to. And sometimes that can be a little tricky because sometimes that means that they don't want to deal with an agency. They don't want to go through the casting process, and they want to just deal directly with the talent. Yeah. But if you're finding something that you feel like you're suited for, you should always tell your agent. And if we can do it, we're happy to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I seriously, you guys, thank you so much for coming. This has been really great for us as well. Okay. We will be, as I said, if you guys would, we need a couple of testimonials. That would be fantastic. If you want to talk to us about 2.0, we're available for a little bit of time here. And we will be. I would say testimonials. Yeah. Julian over there. And then 2.0 questions. Okay, that worked. Perfect. 2.0 where we signed in. Testimonials, Julian over there. He's waving his hand. He also does amazing demo reels if you guys are interested in having demo reels put together. And final thing is we will be sending you guys all a how did we do a monkey survey monkey? Yeah. It's a survey monkey. And we really want to hear your feedback. If we did things that were helpful for you, please share. If we did things that were fails, let us know also about that, because that would be really great. Hashtag the FAME strategy, hashtag TFS 10, and have a really, really great
And really
afternoon.
quickly,
What?
Lauren had a resource that she wanted to share.
Thanks. If you have struggled with self-taping, as I used to, and still probably do, but there are great apps out there that really help you and help you like take different clips. So one of them is called Slateable. That's the one I use. There's one called TEYP, and they're super because they help you take different takes, and then you can put in the one you like best, and you can put a title page, and they're super.
Can you
Awesome.
say
I
those
didn't
one
even
more?
know about that.
Say that one more time.
The one I use is called Slateable, and there's another one called TEYP. I'm not sure what that stands for, but if you just search for that on the App Store.
It's fantastic. Thank you.
SLATEABLE.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Lauren,
much,
we
everyone.
appreciated that.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye. As we say, out.